guys, it's Haf, and this is part 2 of my mega nail polish haul. All of the ones that I'm going to show you today were from Chips Chips. Excuse the dog barking in the background. And I'm splitting these into two different groups. One group are kind of bright colours and unusual colours, and the other one is all neutrals. I have a whole swatch wheel of neutral polishes from this buy. So let us get into it. These are all L'Oreal's. They're all in this type of bottle. They do have, some of them have got slightly different lids. There are a few, like I didn't buy any two that had the same name. However, a couple of them do look like exactly the same colour, and at least one, if not two of them, I believe are a re-promote just by changing the name, but I will get to those because they're all in the neutral ones. So I will start with the more colourful swatch wheel. So we will start with this one, which is called New Money. I got all of these L'Oreals for $2.50 each. So this one is a pale greeny, limey green sort of colour. That is it on the swatch wheel. I've run out of swatch sticks, so I have to go back to swatch wheel, which I don't really like, but there we go. So that's that one there. That's New Money. And the next one along is Not a Cloud in Sight, which is, I've been too lazy to take off the stickers, so sorry about that. It's kind of a sort of a sky blue with a bit of green in it. And that one is there. I'd almost call it a light teal. As you can see, these have a really nice shiny finish. Most of the formulas on these are like 2 coders. There are a couple that are slightly more disappointing than that, but most of them are pretty good. The next one is called Rainy Piccadilly, which is this one here, which is a dark blue with quite a bit of green in it, almost a dark teal colour. That is that one there. And then one of my, so I can't even read what I wrote. Okay, that was that one. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just making sure I pick up the right one. Yeah, this one is called Notting Hill Blues. Probably one of my favourites from this buy. Lovely bright blue, and that is it right there. Sort of a metallic-y blue, almost an electric blue, not quite. Sorry if the light has gone funny. It's one of those weird days. The next one along is called The Queen's Ambition, which is a black with silver glitter in it. Fairly standard. Quite pretty. There's that one there. Nice enough on its, you know, not as shiny as these ones are, but it's still really quite pretty. The next one along is a little bit of a disappointment. It is called L'Orange, like Duck à l'Orange. In the bottle it looks like it will be opaque. Unfortunately it is not. There's that there. Don't know if you can tell, but it is really sheer. It's like 3 coats and I can still see straight through it, which is, you know, a tad disappointing. I suppose you could put it over a white and it would perform a lot better. The next one is called Devil Wears Red. It is a red with, you see, a silver shimmer in it, which really does not translate a whole lot to swatch. This is a better formula than the other reds I've had from L'Oreal. It is actually opaque in, I think it was 2. Often on these clear swatch wheels you need to do 3 just because they're completely clear, which your nail is not, which makes it a little bit different. But that is Devil Wears Red, which I quite like that one actually. The next one is another one of those slightly disappointing reds that's like completely see-through. This one is called Caught Red-Handed. It's a really nice tone of red. It's just that it is, in fact, like you can see my nail through that easily. That's 3 coats and you can still see through it, which makes it disappointing, basically. But, someone there, it is quite nice. The next one is called Red Tote, which is this one here. It's a better red, that one right there. Still quite dark and vampy, not as sheer as the others, still a little bit on the sheer side, but I think on your own nail it'll be okay. So that one is Red Tote. And then we have the only purple I bought, which is because it was the only purple they had. And this one is called Paparazzi Pleaser. Just a nice mid-toned purple. Looks like that looks quite a bit more blue in the viewfinder than it actually is, although I have realised that the viewfinder is a little misleading to me because when I go and edit it, it will look more true to the colour that it actually is. So that one there is Paparazzi Pleaser. Then we have After Hours, which looks super... Oh wait, wrong one. I'll do this one first. This one is Jet Set to Paris, which is a mid-toned blue. Yeah, just a mid-toned blue. That is that one right there. A little bit patchy, but I think it'll be alright on actual nails. Super glary at the moment, terribly sorry about that. Yeah, that is Jet Set to Paris. Next one is After Hours. It looks like a really, really dark navy blue. It is a fairly dark navy blue. It is a little bit sheer-ish. You probably can't tell, but from sitting on this side of it, it's like looking through a blue lens, sort of. It is better than that, but yeah, it's not as sheer as some of the others, but on there is After Hours right there. We have 3 left of these bright coloured ones. We have Stroke of Midnight, which in the bottle looks like a gunmetal grey. With a really nice shimmer through it. That is it on the swatch wheel. It is very sheer for a colour of this tone, which is actually really surprising. Not hugely impressed with it, and the amount of shimmer that is in the bottle is not really translating particularly well to the swatch wheel. I think I would probably put that over the top of a grey polish or something just to see if you could get the shimmer to come out properly. The second to last one is called Drop Dead Gorgeous, which has a great name and everything. Unfortunately, it's not that Drop Dead Gorgeous. You can see it's got a lot of glittery in it, but it's just not, it just does not look the same on the nail. It kind of loses something on the nail. It's also really patchy. At least on the swatch stick it was really patchy, so should be Drop Dead Gorgeous, isn't really. And the last one of these bright ones is the Muse's Inspiration, which again, in the bottle, it looks gorgeous. It's got this really nice shimmer to it. It's got like a coppery shimmer through orange. Unfortunately, it is horribly sheer, and it just does not translate to the nail. Yeah. Again, you'd almost want to put it over like an orange cream to see if you could get that really gorgeous metallic-y shimmer to come through. But still relatively nice polishes. I'm not complaining because they're only $2.50 and I can't get those in Australia for $2.50 pretty much anywhere. And they do look, I think, nice and interesting. But we will move on to the neutrals. Now, as you see, there's a whole swatchy wheel of them. On the whole, these neutrals have a better formula than the Brights ones did. Some of them are a touch patchy, but that might just be because they're on a clear swatch wheel. Yeah, so we will start with the one that I was probably the most impressed with for coverage, because generally these are not the best coverage, if I can find it. Generally whites are hard to get opaque in two coats. One, if they're in one coat, they're a friggin' marvel. This one is almost a one coat white, which is friggin' brilliant. It's called I Will, and it's number 220. And it's not a white, it's a slightly off-white. There's that one right there. But that's only 2 coats. All the rest of them I think are 3. That one's only 2 coats. And I probably could have got away with 1. It really is that good. I was actually super, super impressed with this one. Yeah, so if you're looking for a white, or a slightly off-white white, then I Will from L'Oreal is actually really, really good. The next one along is called Satin Sheets. I just have to find it. There's a whole, I bought 47 nail polishes in this buy, so there's a lot of them. This is Satin Sheets, and it does look like white satin sheets. It is a little bit sheer, but I think I forgive it for the fact that it looks like satin sheets. It is actually really well named. Really gorgeous polish, this one. Then we have Innocence, and you can see this has a slightly different lid on it. It's 160 for people who care. I don't even know if these numbers are still accurate, mainly because there's a couple that have exactly the same number but are clearly not the same colour. So this one here is Innocence. As you can see, it is actually completely sheer. It is probably ideal for doing like a French manicure with, especially with I Will. I think it would work really nicely as, or if you just want a sheer colour. I mean, I put 3 coats on, so it's a lot deeper than it would be if you only put like 1 or 2 coats on. So that is Innocence. The next one is Sandcastle, which is $5.10 on these bottles. It looks a bit yucky in the bottle, but it goes on fine on the nail. And that is that one right there. There's a really nice shimmery, it's got this really fine shimmer to it. Looks really pretty on the swatch wheel. And I'm not usually a big fan of nudes, but I quite like these nudes, I have to say. The next one is called Cockatoo's Mystery. Now, if I'm not... This is one that is very similar to one of the others that I picked up. So, this is $4.95, Cockatoo's Mystery. It is kind of a grey sort of tone. It's that one there. And as you can see this one just here. This one is what's it called? I Fall For You. It's probably a little bit darker. This, in the bottle, they look a little bit different in tone. So this one on this side is the Cockatoo Mystery, and this one is I Fall For You. As you can see, they're very similar. They have completely different numbers, but they are very similar. So again, that is Cockatoo Mystery there, which is, if you like greige polishes, it's a good one. The next one round is Great Expectations. Grey, as in Great Expectations. There's that one right there. Again, it's a nice greyish colour. This one has a touch of pink to it, almost. So it's like a pinky grey. Really interesting colour. So that one right there. Quite like that one because it's, you know, it's interesting. It's slightly different to the others. The next one we have is Walk on the Beach, which is, you know, sort of a sandy sort of colour. That is that one right there. You should see it's quite similar to the one that is sitting next to it. So that one is I Walk on the Beach. Walk on the Beach, which is number 300 for those who want to know. And the one that is next to it, which is quite similar, it's called Tea and Crumpets. Now this is 111 on this. This is one of the ones that's interesting to me. So that's it right there. Quite like it, but it is patchy. Now, one of the other ones that I showed you earlier, Not a Cloud in Sight. This is also number 111. They are the same tops, the same bottles, and the same number, but they are clearly completely different colours. So I don't know what's up with that, L'Oreal. Way to confuse people. So the next one is I Fall For You, as in Eiffel Tower for you. That is the one that looks a lot like Cockatoo's Mystery. That one right there. It's really, I mean, it is a really nice colour. I'm not saying that it's not. I actually quite like greyish polishes, as long as they're not leaning towards green too much. I don't like that particularly. Okay, now we're into a bunch that were nudes that were done like a special collection. So the first one is Julianne's Nude, which I'm sure is for some actress called Julianne, like, I don't know, Julianne Margulies or something. There's that one there. It is kind of a sort of a peachy brown. So that is that one there. Don't mind this one, actually. It reminds me a little bit of Just Dusk from Polish London. The next one is Eva's Nude, which I'm pretty sure is Eva Longoria. This one is supposed to have like a gold, I don't know how well it's going to show up. It's got a gold shimmer to it. But it is another one of those ones, it's not really showing up on the swatch wheel with the same gold shimmer to it, which is, you know, a bit disappointing. But if you like that colour, it is a nice colour. Then we have Leah's Nude. I have no idea who that is for. This is probably one of the darker ones. That one right there. It's a fairly dark, neutral tone, a grey-brown kind of tone. Then we have Dutzen's Nude, which is probably one of my favourites of these. And that is that one right there, because I quite like that pinky neutral sort of tone, and it works better for my skin tone. It doesn't look so washed out. Then we have Frida's Nude, which is quite a shimmery one, which is a bit different from the others. That is that one there. The shimmer does does transfer to the nail in this one, which is really, really good. Then we have the one that I, justified because it's got my name on it. This is Jennifer's Nude, which is for J-Lo, which is funny because my last name used to be Lowe, not L-O, but it used to be Lowe, spelled slightly differently. Now, that is that one there, and the number is 370. Now, the one that looks like Cockatoo Mysteries is in fact exactly the same number, I Fall For You, both 370, and I would say they are actually exactly the same colour. I would say that Jennifer's Nude is a re-promote of I Fall For You. That one there is J-Lo, and that is I Fall For You. If I had them on individual swatch sticks, it'd be easier to tell, but as far as I'm concerned, those two are exactly the same colour. So whilst Cockatoo Mystery is a very similar colour, just a bit darker, these two are exactly the same colour, which, yeah, makes me think they were a re-promote of each other. Well, the J-Lo one was a re-promote. Okay, so we are getting there. There are 5 left. The next one we have is called Movie Star, as in movie star, like a movie star. It is the least neutral of these neutrally type ones. It's kind of, some people would say it's not really neutral because it's kind of pinky, purple, mauvey sort of colour. Hence, I guess why it's called Movie Star. Probably one of my favourites of these. Then we have Caffeinated, which really does not remind me of coffee at all, mainly because I drink my coffee without any milk in it. So that is that one there. Probably my least favourite of these, honestly. The next one is called Spice Things Up. This is another one which has a nice little bit of shimmer on it. It does sort of translate. There's that one there. It's quite a nice colour, this one. Quite like it. So that one is Spice Things Up. Second to last one is called Mauvelous, which is not mauve at all. I suppose there's a slight purple tinge to it, but it's not what I would consider a mauve. Still, I really like it. That's that one right there. And it is, I think it's, which one is it? I think there's one that it's sort of similar to, but these are all very similar colours, quite frankly. So that one is Mauvelous. And the last one is called Broadway Boogie, which is like a coffee with milk in it kind of colour. That is that one right there. And it is ridiculously similar, without the shimmer, to Eva's Nude. So that one's Eva's Nude, and that one is Broadway Boogie. The only difference really is the fact that this one's got shimmer in it, which makes it look lighter, but on the nail, that one is Broadway Boogie, and that one's Eva's Nude. They're really similar. But as I've already said, a lot of these are like really similar. Like Mauvelous is a lot like Juliana's Nude. It might not show as much in the actual camera lens, but there are so many of these that are super, super similar. But really, the one that I think is definitely a repromote is Eiffel for You and Jennifer's Nude. They are the same colour. They are a dead on exactly the same colour, and the fact that their number's the same and they look so similar, they are basically the same colour. Yeah, so I think that is everything. I think I had, that was the other one that was kind of funny, like them doing the same number again. These two are both 570. I know the lids are different and everything, but they're both 570. So L'Oreal might like to think about not reusing their numbers, because it would be very confusing for people. I mean, I didn't notice when I was buying them, but I certainly did when I was swatching them and looking at them and thinking these have got the same number. So yeah, so that is the second part of my mega nail polish buy. Give me a thumbs up if you like nail polish and nail polish haul videos. Click down there if you're not subscribed and you'd like to be, and leave me a comment down below. I try to respond to all comments, and I will see you in my next video.